Hi, I'm not Andrew Glasgow. Actually, I'm Timothy France. I am a college educator and a good personal friend of our presenter today. That's our advanced human performance specialist. That's a mouthful, but that's Andy Glasgow. That's who he is. I'm going to be facilitating and guiding us through the it's real hard to say, 5 fundamentals of longevity webinar today. Now, Andrew is the CEO and the founder of the Andrew Glasgow Life Center and the creator of the Program 67, which is the signature programmer of the Andrew Glasgow Life Center Longevity Series. Now, Andrew is 55, turning 56 next month. Really. He has dedicated more than 60 years to becoming the very best physical specimen of himself. Andrew's done everything possible naturally to better enhance himself physically since his teenage years in Canadian junior hockey and football leagues. He even took first place in a bodybuilding competition 30 years ago. He's at the epitome of his health and fitness level into his late 50s, as you'll see. Andrew's devoted himself to helping men in his age bracket become the fitter, most vitality-driven men in their both inside and outside. He's showing us the way to maximize our strength, our energy, endurance, our stability, and our overall sense of well-being. Now, we've got this seminar that you've joined us. Thank you so much for coming. And if you stick around to the end, we have a very special gift for you. Andy is giving us a very valuable gift. So once you stick around at the end, you'll find out what that is. It's amazing. And right now, I'd like to introduce you to the man, Andrew Glasgow.
Thank you, Tim. Yeah, sometimes we do get confused. We do, it's kind of
it's complicated stuff.
Yeah, sometimes people get us mixed up, and that's okay.
Yeah,
well, I really appreciate the warm and kind welcome. Thank you very much, Tim. Yeah, I appreciate that. My goal is simple with Andrew Glasgow Life Center, and that is to help you be the healthiest and fittest future version of yourself today. I want to help you radically transform your health and fitness levels from the outside in to the inside out. And I want to help you realize that when you make health and fitness a regular part of your life, that'll be transformative. And we can find a way to get you there. It's really important that we look at the reason why too. Why people are asking, why are you going to put on this master class today? And that's because I've gotten so many questions in regards to, what diet should I be on? What supplement should I take? Should I do that 8-week plan to look like Chris Hemsworth? So, all these questions, but what I wanted to do was be able to put it all together in one webinar, one masterclass today, so that you can have everything you need to know about reversing aging and longevity all in one place. And that it is something that's congruent and it just pulls it all together. It's just like the Chinese proverb that says, the man that chases too many rabbits catches none. So we want to have that kind of focus, that laser focus, and a maniacal, eye towards longevity and what's going to take to get us there in the health and fitness levels that we're going to have to enjoy our future life. So it's important to recognize that we need to have a well-rounded, holistic look at who you are and your purpose and why you want to do what you want to do. And why does it matter? We're going to be looking at these things today because when you have that drive, when you have that purpose, it'll catapult you forward. You'll have an increased energy. You'll have a greater sense of well-being and positivity, and you'll be able to change things dramatically. But you're going to have to start with that foundation. So let's jump in. Tim, have you come up and joining me here again? So tell me, what matters to you as you're at this point in your life? What's the most important thing?
Well, Andy, you know me, I'm a family guy. I got a pile of kids and grandkids, and I love spending time with them. I love doing things with them. I want to be able to enjoy every moment I can. But I also want to have a life too. As a man in my life, I'm 60s. I'm ready to start looking at ways to spend more time that's not working. And that's things like golf and travel, maybe hiking, and of course, maybe I'll find the right moment eventually again, and be able to do things, enjoy that.
That's awesome. To summarize, Tim, if there's one thing we can say, it's about love. It's about doing the things we love with the people that we love. This is what matters. This is the key. And if we have that as our focus and our pinpoint, then we are going to make so much more progress. We're going to be able to keep on track. We're going to be able to really stick with it. And so it's about happiness, about making the most of your time. And we want to have that exciting wife, sex with your wife, or have that desire, to have that drive. You want to be able to crush that workout, right? You want to be able to just nail that run like you used to. And important things like getting down on all fours and being able to play with your grandkids. These are the things that matter, right? I mean, it's the memories, it's the moments. And we're not going to have these if our health and fitness levels are subpar. Okay. And so we've got to work on that now. What do you think are some of the things, Tim, that are keeping people our age, in their 50s and 60s, and from really being able to do all these things we want to do, to be able to do what you love, to be able to have fun with your grandkids, to be able to have an exciting relationship with your partner, to be able to enjoy life? What are some of the restrictions that come into play?
Well, there's the obvious things like stamina and energy levels. I'm 61, and a number of years ago, I had heart issues. So I had the angioplasty and so on. I had shoulder surgery, and these kind of things just set you back. And the older you get, the longer it takes to recover, if you do it all. So if I like to think, and having listened to you, if I take care of myself, I'll be able to do these things. But I don't want to have to worry about my body not being able to do what my heart wants.
Right.
And even more. And I got to tell you, Andrew, this is my biggest fear. So anybody who's watching, you know how to get at me. I've seen my grandparents and my friends and aunts and uncles go down the road of dementia. I don't want that. I'm afraid of that. I don't want my mind to not be able to do what my heart wants also. Yeah. So I'm looking for ways to extend that health physically and mentally.
Absolutely. Thanks for that, Tim. I appreciate it. And, it gets a little more fearful, with me being in my 50s now. My focus has really shifted. I want to still look great. I want to be fit, but I want to start thinking about being able to have that grandchild, come running at me and love you, granddad, and be able to pick him or her up and be able to enjoy that moment, because that's the kind of stuff that matters. And you want to have that independence, right? I know we don't want to be relying on family members to take care of us and that type of thing. So, and we want to be able to fit back into those clothes, right? And so we've got to get rid of that adipose tissue and be able to, have that energy and vitality so that we can get out and do the runs we want to do the hikes we want to do, play the golf we want to play the sport we want to play, ride a bike, and vacation and travel and look good in those board shorts. Those are the things we want. And we want to be able to get our legs back so we can, get that hill, that ski hill, and be able to enjoy that, get the 36 holes of golf in, all these things. But we really have to think into the future. We have to forecast out and then backcast back. So if we're looking 5, 10, 15, 20 years into the future, we've got to think about what are some of the challenges we're going to have there? What are the things that we take for granted now, things that we enjoy, and we may not be able to have the same independence when we get to that stage. Like, for instance, when I'm 70, just think about these. These are like micro goals, but they really matter. And we can't just leave it to fate. The difference is we have to be purposeful in looking towards the future. So do you want to go up 2 flights of stairs with 2 10-pound bags of groceries in your arms and not be winded, be able to get to that floor? Do you want to, when you're finally 65 and you finally get that vacation you're waiting your whole life for, and you're in the plane and you want to put your luggage in the overhead, can you lift it up and put it there? Or do you have to have a 23-year-old stewardess, give you a hand, right? It's about independence, about being able to do that, and, having that, being a guy, you've got ego. There's stuff that you want to be able to do. And if you can't do it, it's not only frustrating, but it's demoralizing, right? So to be able to have that sense of well-being and positivity, we want to have that strength and vitality, right? And, when you finally do get to that vacation place and you're on the beach and you got your board shorts on, do you want to look lean and fit, strong, or fat and frumpy? We got to think about this. And when you're 70 and you're playing with your grandkids, can you get off the floor with just your legs and one arm? Because did you know that only 70% of people in their 70s can actually get off the floor with their legs and using one arm? These seem like simple things, but if we don't plan for them, it's going to be challenging for us. So of course we want to look good right now. We want to look good in 2023, and we can get you there, and we will get you there so that you can have that. But we want to be able to think about the basic things that you want to be able to do in 2030, 2035, and 2040, which is only 17 years away. And you've got to watch out for these fad diets, like lose a bunch of weight now, lose 15, 20, 25 pounds. Well, that's okay, but you got to be careful with some of these idiotic, lose weight fast plans, because what happens is you lose that lean muscle mass, and you need that lean muscle mass. You need the skeletal muscle to help protect your bones, because when you're 69 and you teeter and you're a little unbalanced and you trip, you fall and you break a hip, that can be more damaging than those age-related diseases that we worry so much about. So we've got to make sure we've got that agility, that we've got the stability, the back and forth, and in that strength to keep us upright. And if we do fall, to have that protection. So it really is about a plan. I know Tim ran his own business, and I've run my own business. I know many people that are watching today, they're in senior management, they own their own business, and they always planned ahead, right? So when you were crushing it in business, one of the things you did, you were forecasting, you were looking far out into the future, and you were planning every day. And you didn't take it for granted. You didn't just wake up in the morning and say, hey, what's going to happen today? You were planning a month out, a year out, 5 years out, 10 years out. And that's where you got your success. So now, at this point in your life, what's the most important thing? Your health. There's nothing else. You can't replace it. If you lose that, there really is nothing else. And so your perspective really starts to change, and have it be the healthiest and fittest future version of you. You got to put that plan in today. So if you short yourself on the planning, you're going to be shortening the enjoyment, fulfillment, the satisfaction, and positivity of your future years. There's no way around it. The thing is, you're here right now watching. So you're in the right place right now. So whatever path you're on, whatever stage you're at in your journey for health and fitness, the fact that you're here watching this right now means that you are on the exact right path that you should be. And so thank you. I appreciate being able to help you on your journey and be able to be a part of your journey as you go through this. This is dear to my heart to make sure that you are healthy, and I really think that when we have that positivity and sense of well-being, it's going to affect those that we love, our family, our friends, our community, those that we work with. So that robust health and vitality and vigor, things that matter. So we have to look at that. Superhuman is the person who plans for their future. The supervillain of your story is leaving it to fate. So right now we're going to jump in the 5 fundamentals of longevity living that I promised. I just want to give you that background so that we can get a perspective. So why any of this matters. And it matters because we got to have that, because of what we all talked about with family and friends and the people that we love, and being able to enjoy the riches and the spoils of our future years now that we have more time to be able to spend it with those that we love. So as you can see here with the 5 fundamentals of longevity, research has shown that when you focus on these, they lead to an increased health span, not just a longer life, but a level of sustained wellness and overall health span. So for longevity, we need to find a balance throughout these areas to maximize our longevity and quality of life. I promised you real value, and there's a lot of valuable information here. So I hope you can be patient with me. I will have to be referring to my notes a bit as we go through this. So number one, fitness plus exercise plus musculation. Exercise is associated with decreased mortality. There's absolutely no disputing this. Full stop. This is the most important thing you can do to assure a wonderful future. And that is, extensive research is showing this unequivocally. There's no question. Exercise helps with the reduction of all those age-related diseases that we hear so much about. Type 2 diabetes, cancer, dementia, cardiovascular disease, frailty. These are all can be much more subdued and taken out of control of when we are exercising. And in fact, studies investigating the impact of exercise on cancer have found that the risk of developing cancer and enhanced outcome during remission when you are exercising. Sadly, 5% of cancer deaths are due to a sedentary lifestyle. Exercise also improves our metabolic flexibility and insulin sensitivity. It lowers our glucose levels and improves blood flow with the formation of blood vessels. And it's crucial to strengthen our muscles to avoid bone breaks, like I mentioned before. A muscle deterioration steadily declines, steadily goes down, still as the decades tick by. And so we've got to build up that muscle now so that we have it when we're 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. All those years ahead, we've got to plan and train for that now. Another area that's important is your VO2 max. This is your engine, okay? Your VO2 max refers to the maximum rate at which your muscles can extract oxygen from your blood and use it to generate energy. Your VO2 threshold is an indicator of your overall cardiorespiratory fitness, and we can use that as an indicator to help keep you on track. Bringing your VO2 max from a low to a below average has, like in the 25 to the 50th percentile, that has been associated with a 50% reduction in all-cause mortality. Bringing it from a low to an above average, that 50 to 70%, has been shown have a risk reduction closer to 70%. So it's just miraculous. And it confounds me that exercise can make such a difference. And all the research shows this. Once again, this is all scientific based. So in any given week, you have to have the right amount of zone 2 training. Zone 2 training is defined as the highest level of aerobic output that you can generate by keeping your lactic acid below 2 millimole. And this, as well as zone 5 training, are critical so that you have that cardiovascular health that you need to help keep away cardiovascular disease in your future years. I know it's a lot of mumbo jumbo, some scientific, jibber jabber. I can appreciate that. But what you need to know is that when you work with me, when you work with Andrew Kowalsko Life Center, that we're going to have a program that works specifically for you. So you don't need to worry about what VO2 max and zone 5 training and that matters. It's going to be put together in a program that's going to be specific to your health needs and your health concerns and where you are at, and that will be all taken care of. Number 2 in the 5 fundamentals of longevity living, and that is nutrition plus diet plus supplementation. Of course, we need to consider the totality of your caloric intake. You don't want to overcomplicate your diet. You want to make sure you've got enough carbohydrates, fruit. I mean, those things are sometimes people say, no, you can't, but yes, you can. You want to avoid processed foods. Fiber is important. Adequate nutrition is of course important. And one of the things that often gets neglected in our later years is the right amount of protein. We need 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight for active individuals. We need that for our lean muscle mass and our muscle recovery. We need to look at all those basics: the nutrition, your caloric intake, your meal timing, the balance of what you eat to what could throw your blood sugar levels out of whack. Whatever we do for your food intake is going to be customized to your individual needs, what you need, because everybody is different. And we're going to look at supplements too, everything from A to zinc. Okay, the longevity supplements like NMN, NR, collagen, creatine, quercetin, quercetin, Tonkat, resveratrol, and rapamycin. All these we're going to take into consideration for you and implement them if indeed that is what's right for you. Because your cellular health and protection of the health of your mitochondria, it's essential. We got to make sure we have cell protection from oxidative stress, and we want to have normal cell renewal and normal function in your DNA synthesis. So research has shown that the supplements that I recommend can help you in all these areas and extend and improve your lifespan. Some of these supplements can even help you remove senescent cells. Senescent cells you may have heard about. They're also called zombie cells, because after our cells get to a certain age, they stop functioning, and they're useless. They don't do work anymore. So they just kind of wandering around in our bodies, unfortunately, and they're releasing some negative toxins that can cause all kinds of disease like cancer. And we're going to look at other supplements that activate SIRT1, which is a longevity enzyme. That's very important. On to number 3, okay? Hormesis. So whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I know you've all heard that, and it's absolutely true. If we can put our bodies into some state of scarcity, then we can ramp up our immune system. We can kick in these microscopic repair cells and clean out the molecular junk and stuff that's in there. So through exercise, once again, does this, because it puts your body into that state of, state of arousal, where it wakes it up and it helps clean out toxins. Another thing is intermittent fasting or restricted eating. So during that period of time, you are also flushing out some toxins and oxidative stress and build up and those type of things, as well as heat therapy. And there's breath work, hyperbaric oxygen. These are key things that can help increase your immunity and protect you from disease and keep your cellular health strong and to its optimum and robust. These methodologies can be implanted into you for a greater quality of health and improved lifespan, not just a longer lifespan. So new emerging sciences are showing that embracing extreme cold and extreme heat can force your body to upgrade its defenses and power up those repair systems and cut risks of disease and add years to your life. Inflammation, we need to be concerned about, is the breakdown of tissues and organs, and they can cause some of the biggest killers in our modern day world, which is cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes. But there's a theory, dialing down our reactions to the cold can reset that immune system and help us stay away from the risk of those deadly diseases. And deep inside our cells, that molecular junk can build up and cause serious problems. And so when we get the sauna, we get heat therapy, it can release heat shock proteins, which can send in like a spring cleaning crew to clean up everything. It's amazing what can happen there. So on to number 4, sleep plus stress reduction plus mindfulness plus social connection. This is where it gets really interesting. And this is one of the most overrated things you'll see is people not caring about their sleep. We've got to prioritize sleep. Sleep is a fundamental layer of mental and physical health. If there's one area that you should be working on above everything else, it's making sure that you're sleeping long enough and deeply enough, at least 80% of the week. And all science proves it, because there's a number of negative health effects and risks with not getting enough sleep. Deficits in learning, deficits in your immune system, reduction in testosterone, disruption of hormones, disruption of the gut microbiome, increased cancer risk, and the list goes on. The right amount of sleep varies per person, but it needs to be somewhere between that 6 and 9. Anything lower than that 6 or above that 9 has shown not to be helpful. But you can find the right one for you. You'll know it's the right one for you if you can have it. You can wake up without an alarm clock and you're able to still feel rested. So we also need to maximize our circadian clock. And that is important because it lets our brain and our body know what time of day it is. It's great if you can get out. Please do within the first 10 or 30 minutes of the sunrise, because it sets your circadian clock for the day, lets you know that it's morning. Your body, your brain knows that through the sun rays. And when it's just losing interior lighting, your brain, your body can be confused as to what time of day it is. And this can disrupt our sleep and cause for a restless sleep and not getting a good night's sleep. So that is so important. Another crucial area that we need to worry about is stress reduction. The changes that occur in your brain in response to stress, unfortunately, raise adrenaline, raise your cortisol levels, has an effect on your overall physiology, makes your blood pressure go up, makes your blood sugar increase, your cholesterol can rise, and make your immune system go down, making you ill. So if you're ruminating on, you have a lot of things going on and you've got a lot of stressful things that can actually slow your brain processes down. And just like having too many files open on a computer. So we need to be aware of that. We need to be in the present moment. And the way to do that is mindfulness. This isn't supernatural. It's not magical. It's actually based in science. It's based in neuroscience. And that is our cognitive ability to be able to get to a state of mindfulness. There's a very, very, very important part of our brain called the ventrolateral prefrontal cortex. So, you know, the right temple, left temple, it's in that area. And this helps regulate your emotional state, helps you with your control. And what's exciting about it, it's just like your muscle when you're working out. You can strengthen it, you can grow it, you can thicken it, and it can become more efficient. So, and when we have that, then we can once again avoid all kinds of those age-related diseases. So that's important. Also, through meditation, it's a wonderful way to do this. Meditation can help you calm and bring down those levels. In fact, they found cortisol levels can be dropped by 50%. And this has been clinically proven by those who meditate. So amazing what meditation can do. Finally, and this is a really interesting one, is vulnerable, meaningful relationships have been shown to contribute to a longer life. There's a Harvard study, an 80-year Harvard study, so over a long span of time, that's shown that people who live longer have vital connections. They have strong family ties, they're in a close-knit community, or they have a close-knit family. These are the things that, like Tim was saying earlier, that matter. You know, spending time with family, happiness, doing the things that you love. This actually makes a huge difference. This is an 80-year Harvard study, like I said, and it showed that these people are not only living a longer life, but they're living a healthier, more fulfilling life. They feel more robust, they have more vitality, they have more fun. And we could all use more of that. So this is an important part to come a part of it. In fact, some studies have shown that this is just as important as not smoking and exercising. So it has a profound effect, and it can help you fight those diseases that we've talked about. Finally, in our 5 fundamentals of longevity living, number 5, that is biotracking. So we need to make sure that as you're progressing, that we look at the real data. Because what we don't study, what we don't plan on is going to not be in our benefit. So anything that we don't measure, we can't know your progress, obviously. So famous for its central role in type 2 diabetes, glucose levels and insulin resistance are critical areas that need our monitoring. So there's all kinds of biohacks we can do besides the nutrition and getting good sleep, but there's things we can do to help keep our blood sugar levels level. And that is apple cider vinegar, can be bitter root, ginger root, Ceylon cinnamon. These are just some simple biohacks that you can use. Thank you. That is everything all put together and one place for you. So overall, these are the things that matter the most. If you're worried about reversing aging and you care about your future health, then these are all the things that you will need to take into consideration. So thank you for letting me share that. This is close to my heart because I really want to see a difference in your life and the life and be able for you to enrich the lives of those that you care so much about. And that's being able to be there for them. Now with that, I made that pact that I would share that with you and I would give that to you, no charge, and just because it matters. And if we can pull it all together and put it into one place, the way to do that will be with Program 67. That's Andrew Colasco Life Center's signature program in our longevity series. And Program 67 is what can help transform your life radically, like we talked about on the outset. So let's look into that, because why do you need Program 67? It's because you need superior programming. You're raw material. You're your own Michelangelo. And you need to look at it like every master, every expert was once an amateur. So next thing we're going to look at to kind of lay this out on how Program 67 works is we're going to look at the 3 E's of excellence. We're going to bring that up in just a second. I'm just going to grab a quick drink of water and we're going to bring this up. The 3 E's of excellence. Yes. So please, thanks for changing that slide. So here, we're going to look at this. There's 3 phases to it. Okay, there's 22 days, 22 days, and 22 days. This is based on Harvard study that shows that it takes 66 days to wire in a habit. I know it's been popularized that 30 days is what it takes, but that's just a pop culture thing that some motivational guy came up with. This is based on a Harvard study, and that it takes to change that neuroplasticity and make it really ingrained so it sticks with you. It takes 66 days. Phase 1 that we would work on in Program 67 is to embed it. So in embedding it, we're going to start introducing you to those practices and principles and routines and new structures, and introduce your mind and body to these special things that are going to start getting you on the right track and helping you transform. So when we look at these 3 phases, phase 1 is often messy, or phase 1 actually is kind of a struggle. It can be tough. And the middle phase 2, is the one that's messy. And phase 3 is beautiful because that's when it all comes together. So in regards to phase 2, it does get messy because, as you know, with New Year's resolutions, that's why people, after a couple of weeks or, a month, once they get into February, then their New Year's resolutions all fall apart. That's because it hasn't been embedded. So it doesn't become part and parcel of you. But I will help you through this very, very important transition time. Because one of the things we're doing up front is finding out your why and finding out your purpose and finding out why you want to do any of this. And so I'll have these little motivational sandwiches that I will have to help you get through this messy middle part and help you be able to thrive and start to see what's possible. Because once we get into phase 3, that's the empower phase. So doing these habits and these principles and some of these routines becomes easier to do than not to do. Like I said, phase 3, beautiful. It's like magic, it's transformational. And with Program 67, what we do is take you one more day. So after 66 days, we got one more day. So you've got everything that you need ingrained, you're empowered, and you are ready to go. And once we've got that neuro architecture installed, you are unstoppable. You can conquer anything. You are a powerful person, and you have this in you. And we're going to bring it out.
Andy, I'm sorry to interrupt. you're talking about that power, and that reminds me of something you said to me more than one time. And that's if we commit to something, if we truly commit to something, nature will help us. Nature will push us along and make it all come together. So something like that.
Yeah, it's really true. And it's where providence will move to make these things happen. The universe will shift in your favor to have these things happen for you. It's really a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's what we said. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that's really what's unique about Program 67.
I was going to say that, I mean, you're looking at this from such a holistic view or position, and you're talking about such a commitment and the proper steps that,
Right.
and you're talking about doing something personalized for me
Right.
and for anybody, that it's not like all those other quick weight loss, money grabbing things you see online and on TV. This is an actual personalized program for me.
Exactly. It's going to be customized for you, tailored for you, specific for you, and based on all those things. We're going to look at your blind spots. We're going to look at your asymmetrical areas. We're going to look at family challenges that you've had, health past, fitness past, exercise past, diet past, supplements you've tried, things that work, haven't worked. We're really going to look at the whole you as a human being, and not just this, not just like, hey, we want to lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds of good in your board shorts, and then forget about it. No, this is something that's going to be part and parcel of who you are. And that's why it's so important, because this is in alignment with who you are at your core. Because we are going to find that why, we're going to find that purpose at the beginning, and that makes all the difference. Another exciting thing with Program 67 is you get your very own personalized app. So this will have your own profile on it. It'll have your own exercise and workout program on it. It's going to have your own nutrition plan on it. It's going to have your own supplement plan on it. Plus, lots of other valuable resources that are going to help keep you on track. And it's all at your fingertips. And it works on iPhone, Android, desktop, whatever. This is going to be a powerful way to keep you on track. And like I say, it's all about you. It's not just some generic blueprint that everybody's using. It's something that is based upon who you are and who we found out who you were to be and what you wanted to be looking into the future, that future self. So it's a plan that's got all those aspects in it. And I am going to work side by side with you, shoulder to shoulder with you to make this happen. So we're going to get this exactly the way you want it and crafted specifically for you to succeed and thrive. So we're going to look at the program now. Once again, you get your very own personal trainer. That's me, Andrew Kolasco. I'll work side by side with you, right next to you, being able to help you get through this. It's not just some other coach, it'll be me that helps you. You're going to have 24/7 access through phone call or through text, and I'll be able to get back to you within 24 hours and likely much more. We're going to have that daily coaching and motivation for you. So you're going to have something to get you through those days, to get you through the week. It's going to have a comprehensive, holistic view of you. Once I said we had to find your purpose, we had to find your meaning, we had to find what mattered to you. So we do a 7-layer deep consultation. I do a 7-layer deep consultation with you to find out what really makes you rock and roll. Okay, what really is at the basis and drives you, and all the things that matter to you, the things that you love, the things that you want to be able to do in the future. We're going to go through all of that and make sure that it is a profile that's perfectly for you. Because we're going to, like I said, we're going to discover that why, and this makes all the difference, because when you've got purpose, you're going to have success. We're going to look at your fitness past, your athletic past, your health past, and bring it all together so that we know where you were before, where you are right now, and where we're going to get you in the future. Your nutritional history, basically finding out what really matters to you. So we're going to look at the whole you. And you can see one of my videos on YouTube to find out more about this. But we're going to look at your head being. So that's what drives you every day. That's your cognitive thoughts. And that comes into play. I know it sounds a bit existential, but the thing is that we're looking at you as a human being, as the whole you, your heart being. So what are the things that matter to you? What brings you happiness? What brings you joy? What makes you cry? What makes you have those feelings? Because those are the moments that we're going to be creating. Your health being. So where's your VO2 max at? Where is your strength at? Where is your ability to, your fitness abilities at? And then your hub being. So this is the core of you. This is the real you. This is finding out the essential you and what matters to you, because you're a unique individual. And that's what makes this program different than everything else out there, is that we are going to find your core, and we're going to use that as the basis, as the drive, as the foundation, as what's going to move us forward with the eye forward of having you have that future successful health self. So we're going to identify your blind spots and get you on the road, because I use the P4s with your planning. So it's personalized, it's participatory, it's predictive, and it's preventive. We're going to use novel training and exercise methods, nutritional do's and don'ts. Going to give you effective biohacks that are clever, the latest advances in longevity. All these things are going to be shared, including helpful advice on our slide isn't there. Okay, great. So once again, we talked about the app that you're going to get. That's going to have invaluable resources on it. It's going to be personalized specifically for you and have your specific workout, your specific nutrition plan, your specific supplementation plan. So it's all going to be at your fingertips for you to use. So this is a life-altering curriculum, and it's a blueprint for your unseen strengths to have you embed these new skills that you will be able to use for the rest of your life. This is only $4,567 as a one-time payment, or you can do 3 payments of $1,650. And this offer, our next session is going to start in late February. So the cutoff is going to be February 15th for you to be able to enroll in the program. So go to Kalasco.com right now and enroll for program 67. And you can do so absolutely risk-free, no worry, we got you covered. You start the program and you go, hey, it's not quite what I thought, or it wasn't what you're expecting, or you just want to leave the program, no questions asked, you can. You sign up today, and it won't start from today. That'll start from when we start the program. So we'll start the program about the 3rd week of February. And at that time, it'll start from when the program starts, not from when you sign up. So you sign up today, we'll wait until the program starts. Go to Kalasco.com and sign up right now. Another thing I want to mention with it is that we've got some additional surprise for you today. We mentioned a special offer, as you would have seen, those that got your email and those that were enrolled today. That is this, and I can't believe I'm doing this because it's pretty far out, but we're going to do a 2-for-1. Okay, so you can bring your loved one along with you. So your spouse, it could be your brother, it could be your best friend, it could be that guy from work, whoever it is, we can bring along, you can bring along that person, your loved one. So you can go on this fitness journey, which you've entered into, with this person by your side. So you can give the gift of health to that person that you care about. You could go through this with them, and they will get their own personalized app with their own profile and their own fitness and supplementation and nutrition plan, just like you. We may try to put them in alignment so you can work together, but we will take in your specific needs and health concerns, because they could be different than the brother that joins you, or your son that joins you, or your spouse that joins you. But I want to extend this because I feel a connection with those that are online today and those that are probably watching this replay, and that you cared enough to worry about your future. And once again, it doesn't really matter unless it's shared with somebody we care about. And so this is going to help you build that kind of relationship and strengthen that. And we talked about social connection. So it all works together. Also, this free offer that we mentioned, absolutely free. It's in addition to, okay, you take Program 67, you get the 2-for-1. You also get the 14 money day guarantee back. Besides that, okay, that's one thing. This stands on its own. You sign up by February 11th, and you will get a special deep dive, best shape of your life, one-on-one consultation with me. It's $1,000 value that you get to spend up to an hour with me doing an assessment, me doing a hard, deep dive look into your past, your history, whether it's family, health, diet. We're going to look at the holistic you, and I'll be able to make some recommendations from that. It's going to help me to understand you, and you really need that perspective, because I'm sure that you can find that you may very well not have the perspective that you need. You have some blind spots that need to be overcome, and it'll give you the big picture. So go to Kalasco.com, enter in there.
Andy, can I interrupt?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
just want to make this clear. This deep dive consultation, this is only for people who've signed up for Program 67, or just for being here today, did they get there?
It's just for being here. It's just for watching this webinar.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awfully amazing. Hey, thanks. I'm glad I asked.
Yeah, absolutely. So whether you sign up for Program 67 or not, I hope you do, but regardless of that, this is my gift. This is what I want to give to you, is for you to be able to get a close look at your history and where you want to go and why you want to go there, and be able to do a full holistic on you. Your future self will thank you for taking this gift. So go to Kalasco.com. It's absolutely free. You'll see the button there, and under programs, and you click on that, and then you will be entered, and we will do that together. I look forward to seeing you during that consultation. And I want to thank you for sharing this time with me, for caring about your health, caring about your future, caring about your loved ones enough to worry about where you're going to be, and have that independence and have that joy and happiness and fulfillment, and finding a compelling purpose why to make it all happen. I'm so glad to be this step in your journey, that I can be a part of your progress, and I can help you on the path to the fitter, healthier, happier version of you, that future version of you that you want so much. I want to help you get there, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Thank you once more, and